Merry Christmas to those of you who braved the cold to keep tradition, who celebrated with worship, and those of you who are waiting for a special visit. And Merry Christmas again. Vanessa Dixon is off this weekend. Traditional Christmas bonfires along the Mississippi are burning tonight, despite the coldest holiday season South Louisiana has experienced in 20 years. The bonfires were lighted on the river levees at just about 6 o'clock this evening. And even though the winds blew from the north at 30 miles per hour, folks along the river parishes turned out for their traditional Christmas celebration. Temperatures along the river dropped into the teens this evening. But to look at all these scenes, you just never know it. Fire officials in Jefferson Parish right now are fighting a 3-alarm fire at the Villa de Ames apartment complex in Marrero. Now, fire officials say some residents have been evacuated from the complex. However, no injuries have been reported so far. Once again, that's at the Villa de Ames apartment complex in Marrero. Well, the bitter weather all throughout the New Orleans area is causing some chills and some headaches, too. North winds gusting to 35 miles per hour are buffeting Lake Pontchartrain tonight. Parts of Lakeshore Drive have been closed. There's some problems with power outages, too. 1,300 people in Harahan and River Ridge lost power at just about 6:50 tonight, possibly because of wind damage. The lights, though, are now back on in Harahan. And on the north shore of Lake Pontchartrain, power was knocked out for some 3.5 hours. In Algiers, water was the problem, or a lack of it. Freezing weather is the cause for a water emergency in Algiers. The Sewerage and Water Board is asking residents there to conserve water because the treatment plant is being taxed beyond its capacity. There could be big problems unless residents heed the warning.
In Algiers, we can treat about 12 million gallons of water a day. And at noon today, the consumption is running a little bit in excess of our capacity to treat, about 12.5 million gallons. So it's very imperative that the residents in Algiers begin to conserve that water over there. Otherwise, what we're going to end up doing is having to close down part of the Algiers. In fact, I'm afraid what we're going to find is later on today that if they begin to consume more water in there, we won't have any options but to begin to close down portions of Algiers.
Now, if part of the system has to be shut down, Kantner says a portion of Algiers would just be without water. He is recommending that residents of Algiers open their faucets just enough so that the streams of water are only pencil lead thin. Well, the Coast Guard is taking no chances tonight either. After picking up 3 stranded duck hunters earlier today, the Coast Guard has helicopters out in St. John Parish tonight, searching for any others who might be caught in this freezing cold. Well, freezing water and freezing temperatures were not enough to freeze the Christmas spirit of most people here in the Crescent City today. Logan Banks reports.
An uncommon cold seizes the Crescent City, but freezing weather and strong winds don't seem to stop the bustle of the Christmas season. The picturesque water fountains at Canal and Claiborne are now just frozen relics of a warmer time. Perhaps we Southerners just aren't acclimated to the sub-freezing temperatures. The Crescent City is bracing for perhaps the coldest Christmas in the past 20 years. Right now, the temperatures are well below freezing, and they're expected to stay that way for at least another 24 hours. Add a hefty wind chill factor, and this feels more like St. Louis than New Orleans. But cold weather or not, it's still Christmas Eve, and that means last-minute holiday shopping. Canal Street is a beehive. So you have your earmuffs on. How does it feel holiday shopping in this cold weather?
Cold, man. Real cold. Telling you, I'm out here freezing.
It feels great. I love the cold weather.
How are you prepared? Are you prepared for it tonight? How are you going to keep warm?
A lot of blankets and the heat is on.
What are you doing in New Orleans today?
We're down here visiting for the holidays. We came down to get warm.
And did you accomplish that?
No, we certainly didn't. Had a good time, though.
And across the way at the French Market, well, despite the weather, things are still shaking there, too. One merchant says,
well, believe it or not, I'm doing a lot better than I expected. I really am. I mean, I'm doing fairly well. I mean, due to the fact the weather is, the condition is.
People still seem cheerful?
Yes, the Christmas spirit is here. There's no doubt about it.
And so, for all you shivering last-minute Christmas shoppers who brave the cold, Merry Christmas from Logan Banks, Newscene 8.
Well, as the minutes tick away to Christmas Day, now may be a good time to reflect on the joys and aggravations of that annual Christmas tradition, taking the kids to the department store to see Santa Claus. Well, in this vein, we present you the story of 2 young New Orleans children and their first visit with jolly old St. Nick.
You better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why.
We all know why by now. Santa Claus is coming to town. But on this Christmas Eve, as shoppers make their last buys and children think of late requests for Santa, old St. Nick is late. Something about feeding his reindeer. But Jean-Philippe and Gabrielle Benet are patient. There are plenty of interesting things to look at on the Christmas tree. Besides, it just gives them more time to think of what they want. What do you want for Christmas?
I want a teddy.
Teddy?
Yeah, a soft teddy.
Ah, it can't be a hard teddy, huh? A soft teddy.
Yeah, it's going to be a soft one, and it's not going to be hard.
No.
Just has stuffing in it.
After all, what's a teddy bear without stuffing? Or even a department store Santa, for that matter. But who notices details at a time like this?
What's your name? Gabrielle, that's a pretty name. What's that? A soft teddy bear.
By now, everyone in the store knows Jean-Philippe wants a teddy bear. But Santa doesn't work for free, you know.
You all gonna leave Santa some milk and cookies on Christmas Eve, aren't you?
Yeah, I am.
With that settled, Santa takes a few more requests and calls it a day. After all, everyone has to get up early tomorrow. But old St. Nick can rest easy knowing that he made a lasting impression on Jean-Philippe and Gabrielle. What do you think about Santa Claus?
He's fat.
He is fat, isn't he?
Yeah, 'cause he has a big chair. Yeah, and that's why he eats too much food.
Because he's fat, right?
Yeah.
Probably from all the cookies and milk. But kids, be nice to Santa. He's got a long night ahead of him. And be nice to your parents, too. They're facing a long year.
Santa Claus is coming to town.
Bye. Merry Christmas. Oh, my God. Merry Christmas.
And Joe Cioffi says Santa's going to have some cold sledding before he makes it to Jean-Philippe and Gabrielle's house. The weather is next. Stay tuned. Well, either I got Joe Cioffi or Santa Claus in the set with me, or Joe Cioffi's going to be sliding down the fireplaces
He
tonight.
didn't need it. He's used to the cold.
I guess he is.
There are about 5 people in this room that are going to get coal in their stockings for Christmas. They're nice.
Well, it's Christmas.
Yes. These are the forecast low temperatures, folks, for tomorrow morning. But in a minute, when I show you the current temperatures, you're going to have to take this map and throw it away because it's already down to 18 at Audubon Park. 14, we think, should bottom it out for Moisant, maybe go plus or minus a degree of that. On the North Shore, even lower temperatures between 10 and 15 up there. 11 at Folsom should be the low. 8 up at Macomb, and 10 for Baton Rouge. 18 down at Houma, 17 Belle Chase, 20 over at Boothville. That should do it. But, like I said, look at the current temperatures. In the last 2 hours, Audubon Park has dropped from 22 to 18, and my suspicion tells me that it may bottom out at more like 13 or 12. In any event, we have 1 more degree to go for Moisant to hit the all-time December record low, which is 17 degrees, and that's pretty much in the bag. And
Yeah. For the past week on Newscene 8, we've been profiling the Christmas celebrations of various cultures. And tonight, on Christmas Eve, Mary Lou McCall tells us how this special holiday is celebrated in Deutschland, where she was born.
Christmas Eve is the most important day of the holiday season, a time families devote strictly to one another.
It's a very quiet day in Germany. People like to have this as a family affair. It's a very solemn thing, very quiet, not noisy, not a party-like thing. It's people do sing Christmas carols around the Christmas tree at home. It's the immediate family. Not even the wider circle of relatives won't be there. They will all be at home.
There is an array of home-baked goodies to enjoy, ginger cookies or Pfefferkuchen, and the German Stollen, a cake filled with raisins and often rum. But more than that, it is a time to celebrate the birth of Christ.